right, welcome everybody to Kirin Rise University YouTube. I'm Ed Cruz, and today's subject is on the 8 fingers. Okay, but before we get into that, if you haven't checked out the information below, subscribe to any of the social medias below, definitely do so. Questions, comments, I'm always happy to answer them for you. So I think in the past I've covered stuff like eight punches, 8 palms, 8 elbows, 8 blocks maybe. There's also 8 knees, 8 kick developments, 8 kick applications, and so forth. But today we're going to cover the very fun 8 fingers, okay? Now, things to remember about the fingers. I've said before in the past that to develop the conditioning of your punch, palm, and fingers, it's a process of 1-5-10. So 1-5-10 means basically you get an iron palm bag filled with sand, rock, rice, depending on what you prefer. And basically you condition your hand, okay? Just a nice level tap consistently every day. It takes 1 year, like I said, for the punch, 5 years for the palm, and then obviously the longest is fingers, the development of the fingers. So today I'm going to give you an example of all the 8 fingers that you can apply in Wing Chun and some rules to remember by. So 1, 10 years to develop the fingers. 2, the fingers in itself, you're never going to apply the fingers in this direction. Okay, even if you condition your hand in so many years and it feels very rock solid, structurally speaking, when you apply it, it's not so strong, even if you do it this way. You can apply it this way, notice the difference, but not directly head on for the fingers. Obviously, you're going to end up damaging it too. As far as also the myth regarding the fingers being the more deadlier of the punch, palm, and fingers usage, you know, if you get hit by a car, you get hit by a truck, you're still gonna get hit, right, at the end of the day. So I wouldn't, me personally, I wouldn't categorize it as, oh my God, this is a deadlier motion or a deadlier move. It's just maybe the fact that it has this mystique of being taught later on as far as the BG form, and maybe that's why people are like, okay, this is so much more up there in that category. So let's go out and begin. So the first motion we're gonna do is basically this motion here. Okay, it doesn't look like it's going straight in like this, but it's almost like a dunk motion where you're scraping over the top from that motion. So I'm going to do the hand motions first. So the first motion is here. The next motion is from this chop motion. If you end up with a chop, the thumb motion going down going into it. And notice the application of when I'm doing things isn't from a far distance for the most part. If I have a straight line motion, I'm going to use the punch, right? Fingers require more of an angular attack. Still attacking the center line, but you can use it from a more different angles and views, okay? And so the first motion, like we said, we're going to call this more like a slam dunk motion, right? Scraping over the top motion. Next one is when I chop, I'm going to use the thumb down. And when I chop, I'm going to use the thumb up. So right there we have 3, okay? Slam dunk from here, chop down, chop up. This next motion from here is going to be a slash across. Okay, slash across. So you're slashing this motion, and then I actually reference this motion from here. It almost looks like a bird. This bird motion, when you're doing this bird motion here, you could call it, I joke around with the students, I call this the Kill Bill. Basically, she snatches the eye off somebody. So from here, a Kill Bill motion, okay? The next one is basically a ginger fist. Ginger fist, to hold it, you basically close your fingers. This one's on top, and this one basically supports it. The application of the ginger fist isn't you're hitting with this part, but if I come across at an angle, right, like an angle here, by the time I hit it, this also snags across, right? It snags across, okay? So let's go over that again. So we have the basic slam dunk. We have the chop with the thumb down, chop with the thumb up. You have the slash across, slashing across. You have the Kill Bill motion, right? The eye grab from here. You have the Phoenix eye motion here, this way, snap. And then you have this one, this motion here, the thumb motion this way. Slide over here. And finally, the last motion, number 8, is a ginger fist, okay? The number 7, and this can be actually any order, is this motion here, where you're applying it here. And then the ginger fist, the last one from here, is like you're knocking on the door, Now, don't misinterpret it. When you apply these motions, they're being, like I said before, they're being applied at some particular angle. So for example, I would never ginger fist straight up like this, okay? From here, I could do it from an angle ginger fist, or maybe across ginger fist, or diagonal ginger fist, or this way, or phoenix eye, slashing different angles from there. But you remember, like I said, if you can go straight, overall straight, then basically you're going to use the punch. Okay, this is the fingers are a shorter distance application to it. Okay, so one more time, just so you remember, right? First you have like a slam dunk motion from here, all 5 fingers, boom. And a slash from here coming down, chop, and then thumb. From here, chop up and then thumb up. And then you have a slash across, which is a number 4. You have the Kill Bill, which is the grab. You have the Phoenix Eye, right? And then you have, I'm not sure, actually I was joking around with the students, we call this the Sodai. If you remember back in the Flintstone days, this is what they did. Sodai here, and then from here, finally, the Ginger Fist across. And then you can switch off and do the other side as well. All right, so there you have it. You have your 8 fingers. Later on, I'll show you applications of how you can actually apply it. For example, for the motion lopsal, right? Instead of doing lopsal motion here, you can do lopsal motion across. You're going to do lopsal motion across, so you see right there I'm using the fingers, or gingerfish motion. So there's a lot of ways to use it and so forth. Anyway, hopefully subscribe to the site. Thank you for your support so far. And also, if you haven't checked out the Kirin Rise book series on Amazon, definitely do so. All 3 books are available for purchase. All right, thank you again. Make sure you find your Gung Fu and also practice every day.